To start it up for One Brain Boys here on the blue side and Omega Gaming Unleashed on the red side. So, here we go. Draft is up. Draft is ready to go. And we're rolling. One Brain Boys here. Going to be, I really want to see where they're going to put some of their priority here. I think that Smolcrum and Fallen Artemis are some of the players to watch kind of in this series. They do put on some performances, but some pretty typical bans coming on through here already. The Olaf, can't say I'm very, very surprised to see that getting banned away. It's been very, 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 very strong in the jungle meta, which has pretty much been clear your jungle as fast as you can and just generate a lead that way. It's the same kind of style that you see with the Udyr all so often. Ivern also going to be the first ban here from Omega Gaming Unleashed. Kind of an odd pick, but I do imagine that right there is going to be a little bit more targeted towards some of the comfort picks of the One Brain Boys.
Yeah, and again, both of these junglers very strong in the meta right now. Ivern has been flexed around even to top lane and some solo lane just to the power of the Moonstaff build. It has been nerfed in the recent patch in 11.3. But again, it's going to take time for players to adjust. So right now, most people are kind of going off that 11.2 meta. We will see adjustment as the weeks go on. But right now, again, Mr. Olaf not going to be allowed here. Mr. Olaf's a naughty champion that takes away dragons from the enemy team. So not allowed. One Brain Boys do ban out that Yone that I mentioned from Princeton. His Yone is very, very clean. I've seen him put on 1v5 performances. He did do it in week number 1, I believe, on the Yone as well. So just gets banned out by One Brain Boys. The anti-ban surprising from Omega Gaming.
Yes, absolutely. Senna going to be taken away here. We've seen a little bit more priority towards the Senna, which has been, maybe not so surprising. Obviously, she is very strong right now with the new items that are available to her. She kind of does have this breath of life that has been breathed back into her here. 200 years himself also going to get banned away, and the Kaisa is they hovered for the first pick of the One Brain Boys. Again, one of the other 80 carries that has seen a kind of a resurgence since her 2018-2019 big rise to the meta ever since.
I think a lot of that is due to AD carry itemization. It is AD carry itemization, especially in coordinated play, is very strong. In solo queue, there are issues just because, again, solo queue and competitive play.
You get the best teammates in solo queue. I don't know what you're talking about.
Coordination is hard, but in coordinated play, just based on raw stats and items, AD carry itemization is really strong. And these are the top 3 AD carries, and the missing AD carry would be the Samir, which actually I'm surprised that we aren't seeing any of in a lot of these series. It feels like she kind of dropped off the map, even though she hasn't gotten nerfed in the recent patches.
Yes, no, absolutely here. But the Udyr going to be picked up here for Omega Gaming Unleashed. And, the Chem Tank Udyr has been... oh, man. It has been running over solo queue games. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Seraphine there as well, obviously, with the Moonstaff. We're going to be expecting to kind of see that here, but Grog is going to be picked up here as well. Now, this can be flexed up towards the top side of the map, which I definitely think is doable here for this One Brain Boys team. And the Lulu going to be paired up with the Kaisa means that that Kaisa will stay relatively safe, I think, in the early phases of this game.
Yep, and again, One Brain Boys could have tried to triple flex that Gragas go top, jungle, or support, but they end up picking the Kaisa Lulu. Super strong lane. Lulu's able to augment Kaisa into becoming a very strong hyper-scaling AD carry. But pretty standard from the side of One Brain Boys. Nothing too crazy. Looks like Omega Gaming does lock in the Jhin. Kind of in that top tier of AD carries. Able to use lethality very well. Able to use Gale Force really well. Nothing different. That bot lane is very strong though. Jhin Seraphine does get a lot of poke off. And with the strength of Udyr being able to power farm his entire jungle and then run people down on ganks, I want to see if Omega Gaming Unleashed kind of use that poke that Jhin Seraphine set up to have Udyr kind of dive Kaisa Lulu under tower, especially when waves are crashing in.
Yep, and we see the Shen ban coming out here from Omega Gaming Unleashed, though, still not entirely sure where that Gragas is going to go. Can be flexed towards the top or the jungle role. I do think that we will probably see it most likely in the jungle role for this game, so Omega Gaming Unleashed there already going ahead and saying, hey, we see the Shen in the play history for these champions. We do not want to see it. and banning it out there accordingly. Additionally, their Yasuo are actually going to be banned as well. So both of the Ionian brothers there not going to be available for play here by Princeton, and definitely putting some focused bans here. Syndra, again, I talked about this with Mac Dewey, some of the highest pick ban rates that we see in any kind of competitive play. So I can't say I'm too surprised of seeing that one taken off the table, as it is just a really, really strong pick all around in the meta right now. And last ban going to be coming on through for the One Brain Boys is the Camille. So focused and targeted up towards the top side of the map. They do not want to give Simulcrum, this champion that has had a lot of strength and has had a lot of power. Is able to put champions in the Hextech Ultimatum, and then champions like Udyr have an even easier time of being able to catch up. Not to mention kind of the threat that you have generated by a Camille Udyr duo up towards the top side of the map.
Yeah, and just a targeted ban out to Smolcrum, but again, Smolcrum plays weak side top lane very well. He plays the GPs, he plays the Orns, and is going to lock in the Ornn. And again, this comp from the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed is getting monstrous if you look at it, because you have Seraphine ulti, you have Ornn ulti, two very long range engages that kind of can disrupt an entire team comp. And Udyr can be kind of like a conduit for Seraphine ult to kind of extend that range out. This is looking really strong for the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed, but One Brain Boy is going to lock in the Alawi. That's a spicy pick right there.
Yeah, the Alawi going to be up towards the top lane against this Ornn, and contrary to popular belief, Ornn actually does, I think, pretty well into Alawi. He's able to get a little bit of poke off here and there. He's able to kind of disrupt a little bit of what she wants to do. Lissandra going to be the pick here in the mid lane for Bread Sheeran, and Victor going to be hovered and picked up as the counter pick here for Princeton, possibly in the mid lane. Still has about 10 seconds to be able to swap that one around or pick something else, but I can't say I'd be surprised if I do see that Victor getting picked up here. We'll be able to kind of reliably clear out these waves, wait and scale for the late game, especially when you have a champion like Ornn, Seraphine that does very well in the late game as well, and Udyr, who just becomes this unstoppable monster running across Summoner's Rift.
And while Omega Gaming Unleashed has a very standard kind of season 11 or season 11 comp, God, it's been 11 years. Season 11 comp. I really like what One Brain Boys is doing. Alawi, spicy pick. Lissandra hasn't been seen in the meta, but is really good, especially in the side lanes. And you mentioned the top lane matchup. These top laners want to do two different things. Alawi likes sitting in the side lane, making you forcing the enemy team to send the 2v1 mismatch and kind of bullying them out with that ultimate. And Lissandra works pretty well with that because you can shadow the Alawi, try to get picks off, and really play that 1-3-1 style comp. Omega Gaming Unleashed, complete opposite. Dogpile mid, let's run it down. 5 men, Udyr running at 500 movement speed, Seraphine boosting him up. Let's get into the fight. You got Seraphine ulti, Ornn ulti.
Yeah.
We're about to see two conflicting team comps, and I want to see which one wins. Right now, I would give it to the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed just because of their previous play and how they've just knowing their
strength.
Team and how the strength
General
of the
strength
roster.
of this team.
But I like that One Brain Boys. That's what I like about One Brain Boys. Even though they're at the bottom of the leaderboard, they try to do different things to try to innovate and try to get these wins. Because, again, it's a best of 2. One win, it gets you that point. That's all you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't stress it enough. Wins are wins no matter how they come to you. And so, you can't necessarily knock it. But with that being said, taking a look at this composition for Omega Gaming Unleashed, I think you're right. The combination of the Seraphine and this Udyr and this Ornn, they are looking to run you down. They are looking to engage in these fights, be very disruptive. And then on the side of One Brain Boys, you have things like the Gragas cast that can be used to kind of maybe put a little bit of disruption in that engagement. If you're able to get that Seraphine far enough away from the Udyr with a well-placed cast, then maybe that's what you need to be able to hopefully lock down that target and take it out before it can slip away from your hands as fast as he is. And, in the composition, I think they have the damage to be able to do that. You have this Kaisa. Gragas obviously builds typically AP, can obviously go for a more tank-oriented build as well. Alawi, known as the 1v5 champion of League of Legends, and Lissandra there. She can sit there and specifically pick out certain targets that she wants if she finds those engages, and I think it pairs very, very well with the Kaisa. So I think both of these teams have drafted themselves tools that make it and enable them to be able to take the fights that they want on their own terms.
Yeah, and for the side of One Brain Boys, I really hope that they really play to this Alawi win condition. Like, if you're gonna pick a champion like Alawi into the Ornn, you do not pick it for like the 1v1 matchup. You pick it as the win condition for your comp. It does super well on the side lane, but if you end up bringing the Alawi into like a big 5v5 team fight, obviously it succeeds, but there's so much ability for one Omega Gaming Unleashed to kind of just disengage the Alawi ulti, run away, wait for it to run out, and then just immediately counter engage on you with Seraphine, with Ornn. So my hope for One Brain Boys, send Gragas up top, send Lissandra up top, punish the Ornn in this weak side matchup. Because again, Udyr is going to try to power farm, get those early dragons, get this Jhin Seraphine lane ahead. I want One Brain Boys to take advantage of that top lane matchup and turn this Alawi into the tentacle monster that we know and love, I guess.
Love it or hate it, either way, you see it. These champions are locked in here. And, well, taking a look at the compositions, I do just want to talk real quick. Predictions here, Gunjan. Predictions here for game number 1. Taking a look at these compositions, if you went ahead and put white out on the names of the teams involved and the players themselves, who would you take? Which composition would you take for game number
1? My heart says One Brain Boys, but my brain says Omega Gaming Unleashed. That comp is just so like, it's like a Ford F-150. It's so battle test. Built to last. You got Udyr, Seraphine, Origin, Victor. That's built to last. It does fine in the early game. It does fine in the mid game. It does great in the late game. It has like a nice balance of AP and AD damage, tanks, engage. Built to last. But One Brain Boys, that's that electric vehicle from China. You don't know if it's going to fall apart in the next 2 years. You don't know if it's going to work in the next 2 years. You don't even know what the Google Assistant... I don't even know if it has Google. It might have Cortana. Or it might have like the Windows Assistant. But you like the look. You like the look. So my heart says One Brain Boys. I believe that they can pick up a win here.
Very well. I do have to agree with you there. I think Omega Gaming Unleashed, if they are able to make it towards an end game, and if One Brain Boys are not able to run away with the early game, then I think that Omega Gaming Unleashed will have a lot of power and a lot of strength. I mean, late game Victor is vicious, absolutely vicious. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to flip it on over to an intermission as we get ready to load out onto the Rift for the third game of the night. Here, the first game in set 6, with One Brain Boys going up against Omega Gaming Unleashed. So do not go anywhere. Do not change that browser. We're going to be right back here bringing you some League of Legends excellent action on Summoner's Rift.
Hello, Summoners. Welcome back to some more Excellency Mid-League League of Legends action. It's set number 2 of the night, the One Brain Boys. It's time to turn around the season, boys. And they're going to try to do it against none other than one of the top squads in the Mid-League. It's Omega Gaming Unleashed. I'm so excited to be back onto the Rift. No more 2-0 Tuesdays for the Mid-League. No, we get more League of Legends action from some of the other teams we didn't see earlier on. Idea still joining me on the Rift, and for this one, we've got a really spicy draft.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, we're getting to see some pretty unique power picks coming out here from Nepo up towards the top lane, the Alawi, something you just do not see. Some you do not see in competitive play all so often. And really the reason for that is if she does fall behind, she does maybe leave a little bit something to be desired towards the mid to late game. So I'm really going to be looking and focusing to see how much jungle attention that they are going to be able to give Nempo up there on this pick.
And a little bit of an interesting kind of role swap here from the side of the One Brain Boys. They're really tossing around that brain all over the place because it's Johnny Esports in for support. Nempo switched out of support and now into the top lane, and I believe Shifu is new to the team, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for the boys. As Bread Sheeran still in the mid lane, and King's Entourage, I believe, the usual jungler.
Yep, absolutely. Some substitutes coming in here for the One Brain Boys, but that's A-okay. Able to make it work here with a little bit of creative switching around in some roles. So Johnny Esports obviously has an AD carry, knows what he has to do, and knows exactly what he would want his support to do for him. So curious to see how that's going to work out for him. Maybe he's the next core JJ, who knows. But they got to be taking a lot of damage there, but the sub also going to be burning down with the Ignite there. Not going to be quite enough. Kind of surprised we didn't see the flash auto there coming out from Shifu. A lot of damage taken up. But, granted, I want to say that it is probably a good thing. I mean, the Seraphine is still sitting on barrier. Could have popped it, and then, you're out your flash, and it feels real bad. So,
and I gotta be thinking here, Idea, that trade favors the side of Omega Gaming a little bit because of the sustain in lane they have with that Seraphine directed cam not taking us back to the bot lane just yet, but the sub already back C, close to full health, and poor Johnny Esports, well, just trying to play a little bit of catch up as the range advantage very much in consistent favor of the side of Omega Gaming. Luckily, though, Shifu or Johnny not stepping up to take that fourth shot straight to the faces. Daddy Nempo, as the team calls him, up in the top lane, gonna try to help everyone out from kind of a more, what I like to think, captain position, a general position, trying to, gonna be communicating, I think, a little bit with the team.
Right there, though, Fallen Artemis finds King's Entourage there. He could be in some trouble here. He's gonna get stuck. That's gonna be the kill. Yes, first blood going on over to Fallen Artemis here to start this one off early. And this is one of the players to watch of this Omega Gaming Unleashed squad. I mean, has absolutely been on point since having started with Omega Gaming Unleashed, and it's good to see him showing a little bit of that skill here early on with the Udyr.
Fear the Deer, Idea. He's going to be running rampant on the map now, and this is kind of the worst case scenario for the One Brain Boys. Udyr going to be a spooty boy running all over the map, just trying to clear faster than, anyone else can. And going into this Gragas matchup in particular, he already kind of has an innate advantage. Getting those boots online early is just going to speed up the process. I really liked Gungeon talking about this Omega composition in the pregame analysis. The team fighting is going to be absolutely brutal with the encore call, the Forge God. There's follow-up for this Orin, which is what I love to see with this composition. Fallen Artemis going to be right there in the middle of wherever the Ram is going, and the sub so easily able to follow up with encore, and then even the curtain call They got tanks, they got CC, they even got damage that's going to be following up those engages. One Brain Boys are in for quite a heavy battle, but really Nempo, that's exactly what he wants Omega Gaming to do. Run into this Alawi. They got to be careful that the daddy doesn't take over any big team fights.
Yes, indeed here, but that's going to be Bread Sharon. Going to get rooted up. Now going to get the, nope, not going to quite get stunned back up by Princeton there. Nice, nice fancy feat to be able to dodge the follow-up CC there. But kind of a precarious situation a little bit here for the Lissandra. I mean, she's slightly down in CS here. Obviously, you know, already the bottom lane here from Omega Gaming Unleashed finding times to roam. And unfortunately, Johnny Esports not really following up on the roam towards the mid lane either. So, I mean, already I'm thinking, you know, maybe Omega Gaming Unleashed just feeling a little bit more confident in their positioning here on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, I'll be looking for Fallen Artemis on this Udyr to make sure that the rest of the team is kind of on the same page he is right now. If they're able to outstat this one Brain Boy composition, Bread Sheeran.
That's going to be the flash, and that's going to force them out away. Adjustment and the sub going to be able to get away from that one right there. Both flashes will be burnt in exchange for the Lissandra, spending a little bit more time down towards the bottom side of the map. I think overall, though, you take that every single time. Udi are going to be able to get a little bit of counter jungling going up towards the top side of the map here, but Dragon securely in the hands of the One Brain Boys, starting this game off right.
Fun. It looks like Fallen Artemis, he's waiting, he wants the blue buff so badly, he's like, spawn already, damn it, come on! I need to get out of here. I've got a schedule to keep up. I've got deliveries to make. I've got a whole top side of the jungle waiting on me. King's Entourage looking to catch out the Udyr, but he's just fast. I think he's going to be able to get away. King's Entourage, he even burned the Predator trying to get up to the top lane. Nempo not wanting to check it out at all. Fallen Artemis. I know Directed Cam's got us in the bot lane, but quite a little development in that topside jungle. Fallen Artemis, the player to watch, did lose out on that dragon, though. That's going to keep One Brain Boys in this game at least for a little bit longer if the pace maintains as it currently is.
Yep, good little gold advantage actually right now for Omega Gaming Unleashed. And really a lot of that is coming I'd say from the CS discrepancy in the mid lane, but surprise, surprise, it's actually the Udyr. Currently sitting with about a 700 gold lead above his lane opponent here. Obviously, a lot of that coming off from the kill that he had earlier in this game, which, you know, set the Gragas back just a little bit there as far as, I should say, in terms of CS. But, you know, right now, Gragas and King's Entourage not slacking with the objectives, you know, able to secure that Cloud Dragon earlier here in this game. Just basically off the good roam that we saw from Bread Sheeran to be able to force the flash and force the pressure off of their bot lane.
And right now, it looks like King's Entourage and Fallen Artemis are pretty close in terms of jungle CS, but there's going to be a big 12 CS jump here for Fallen Artemis as he's going to be able to go into his bottom side jungle that hasn't been cleared out. King's Entourage has been getting set behind a little bit. We might actually see the Udyr, I wonder, look for this Rift Herald before heading down to the bottom side of the map. Can easily take it, especially with double buffs. Not a care in the world. He knows actually King's Entourage is on the bottom side of the map because, well, there's no topside jungle to clear, so this Udyr going to be picking up a solid early objective. Omega Gaming Unleashed 2k gold ahead currently as we just hit the 9-minute mark. Going to be looking to extend that as King's Entourage cask available. Going to be looking for something in the bot lane here, Idea.
Yep, going to be coming around now. Predator going to get popped here shortly. Now coming around is going to be able to flank the Jhin. A little bit of action there towards the mid lane. King's Entourage, though, unfortunately not able to really find anything. The flash from Adjustment, though, enough to get him out, up, and away. And a nice route there from the Deadly Flourish from Adjustment will protect his support. So well done, I'd say, there overall.
Oh, this is a dive.
Bot lane, but the dive now going to come on through. Easily locked up, stunned up. Ornn going to be able to claim that one with the Forge God coming on through. And Rift Herald popped in the mid lane. I was going to mention this earlier. I want to see them put and invest some time, money, and energy here into the mid laner in Princeton. It's the one lane where if you're able to get that one far enough ahead and you're able to get some injected gold into this Victor, he can really start to take away some of the mid prio that Lyssandra's been able to get in this series, which gave them that earlier Cloud Dragon. And in all honesty, early gold on a Victor is nothing that I'm going to complain about either.
That mid lane dive idea was, and I don't say this lightly, executed perfectly. The flash bear slap with the gravity field. Bread Sheeran just caught out at the wrong place, wrong time. Didn't realize what had hit him until it already hit him. Had tools available, but once the bear slap landed, he didn't have another opportunity to try to reverse his fate. Well done. And even on the bottom side of the map, Fallen Artemis able to pick up the Scuttle Crab there. King's Entourage not opting for it in the Udyr. Slowly but surely going to be churning out just a natural level advantage, a natural stat advantage, as Fallen Artemis going to look to continue taking over the game for his team. It's because of him that they're working with a 3,000 gold advantage.
Absolutely, all the way here, and the Udyr running away with it here. Big old bear slaps coming around, you know. Excited to see it. You always love it. I mean, as soon as Udyr made his way back into the meta, I was very, very excited to see it. I love seeing some of these champions that maybe have kind of been neglected for far too long finally kind of get a breath of life here with the item rework and the updates. Unfortunately, though, some of the minions up towards the top side did end up taking that first plate, and I do not believe that Nempo was in range. He was still coming back just from underneath his turret. So I'd say well done there from Simulcrum, knowing that, you know, maybe a little bit of minion damage to the tower is not so bad. Now King's Entourage does have the flash available for the body slam, but Princeton gonna walk that one away and out. Does have his ultimate available and the phase rush up, but this Mountain Dragon now up for grabs, and that is going to be Omega Gaming Unleashed, putting a lot of chain CC down onto King's Entourage. That's going to be the kill. That's going to be it right there. Red team slays the dragon. Victor picks himself up a kill, and the blue buff in his hands. That's going to feel pretty dang on good.
Omega Gaming Unleashed right now idea, just making it look all too easy. One CC ability after another. King's Entourage not able to move there for what seemed like forever. And in a big objective going the way of Omega Gaming Unleashed. One Brain Boys unable to pick up that second Drake, and that's going to put them in a tough position, right? Because they're not going to be really in play for the Ocean, or Infernal Soul, excuse me, any longer. Bread Sheeran really struggling in this lane against the Victor, man. That blue buff doing so much work.
It really, really is there. I mean, I've kind of been slowly watching this. Bread Sheeran has been forced to cancel his recall 2 or 3 times. And in that, Princeton just able to continually use that health
Look at the
advantage.
big wave there, hitting the mid turret.
Yep. I mean, it's just, it is kind of an unfortunate set of circumstances here for Bread Sheeran. And, you know, this is all back off of that play from the Rift Hero. Now almost a 2K gold lead. It's currently about 1,800 gold in favor for Princeton. I mean, he's just going to be so much stronger and so farther ahead of this Lysandra. I mean, we see the mythic item already completed. We see completed boots in his favor. And Lysandra, well, she has none of that. Now the engage down towards the bottom side. Shifu going to take some damage down, but the teleport going to get called out here from the Alawi, just to be able to ensure that the bottom lane does not get collapsed on and die. Ornn, though, going to be able to kind of catch up a little bit in that CS discrepancy up towards the top side of the map, but I don't think it's going to be in time for plates. So teleport is expended, and that is another resource that they will not have available for the next major objectives.
And those objectives not going to be coming up for a little bit. Turret plating has fallen, but it was not without its giving to the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed, as Fallen Artemis is ready for this fight.
Gonna find him one more time now, though, but Bread Sheeran kind for the follow-up.
Oh my gosh!
Behind it. King's Entourage gonna go down with Bear Slap, and now that's gonna be Simulcrum coming down with the Ornn. He's gonna be able to find the last hit. Simulcrum, I don't know if that was grief or what. Flashes in for the last auto.
I don't think Artemis needed the backup. This is a cosmic drive Udyr, as Shifu's going to be taking up that 4th shot. No fate. This is such an interesting Udyr build, right? I was thinking about it a little bit earlier. it is Aftershock instead of Phase Rush, excuse me, and instead of the move speed from Phase Rush, Fallen Artemis says, hey man, why don't I go first item Cosmic Drive? He's gonna be going down to the...
It's gonna be the flash. Yep, forced out there. Shifu gonna have to flash another turret. Ooh, but a nice one. Nice one there from Adjustment. Not gonna be able to find the kill. But that is both Summoners blown there from Shifu in exchange for the flash from Fallen Artemis. And they're just being able to kind of run away with this one now. I mean, you have so much priority in the mid lane, so much priority in the bottom lane. This Udyr can go wherever he wants. Bread Sheeran can't even go inside of his jungle. Gonna get stunned up and killed. Wastes the flash, unfortunately, there. It just feels really, really bad. They can't do anything. They do not own their jungle. Yeah.
They're playing perfectly. The flash burn there at the end. Bread Sheeran again. Kind of the delayed reaction. Didn't realize he needed to do it until it was too late. Nempo, the saving grace for the One Brain Boys. Daddy Nempo again, as they call him. He needs to take control of the kids right now. King's Entourage and Bread Sheeran both 0-3 respectively. The bot lane hanging on, but it's been constant poke, constant just natural lane pressure coming out of the Jhin, coming out of the Seraphine. It's a 40. He has the same lead that Bread Sheeran has fallen under. Now Princeton in Adjustment, just complete domination of their lanes. Shifu hasn't even died yet, but I guess doesn't have the teleport to come back and try to catch minions. I don't know how it's happened that him and Brett are in the same boat, but nevertheless, it's looking tough for the Brain Boys. They got to start passing it around more rapidly. That singular brain making the decisions. They got to find the right person on it. They don't have a lot of engage options, Idea, and for this upcoming dragon fight, they've got to pull off a miracle. I almost don't even want them to contest this one just because it's not going to be a good fight. They don't have any vision control, even in their own red side jungle at the moment, outside of the Krugs area in that kind of turret, behind the bot lane inner turret. They don't have a single ward there. Looking on the mini map, it's complete Omega Gaming Unleashed domination. They're going to try to sneak a Rift Herald. Second Rift Herald, not really a great objective. I wonder here if they're willing to die for it.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for it in here now. But right now, sitting at about an 8k gold lead.
Oh, here we go.
God, though, on the back line here. Ornn gonna have it here. And that's gonna be, oh no, King's Entourage gonna take the final shot there from the curtain call. Rift Herald in their favor, stolen up. And Nempo not quite able to find the ultimate to slam down those tentacles in the leap of faith. But an 8k gold lead, well, just turned itself there pretty dang quickly into a 9k gold lead over that Rift Herald fight at 18 minutes in the game.
Who's just going to be able to try to poke Fallen Artemis with that Void Missile. What quickly was a 10, maybe 20 CS lead between the junglers is now 40 CS. For junglers, that means 10 camps of difference. And now the rest of King's Entourage jungle just going to be picked up by the bot lane there of Omega Gaming. I really like that. They've decided to move around this bot lane. As soon as the outer turret gets fallen and gets taken down, no reason to keep them there. Throw them in the mid lane to keep that lane pressured. Princeton, actually no teleport, has opted for cleanse. Should be relatively safe, all on his lonesome, as the closest person to him in levels is Nempo up in that top lane, level 12. The rest of the team, 3 level difference minimum between that Victor, who is absolutely ascended in this game. 202, 2 items completed, is an absolute monster.
Yeah, 2 items completed before 20 minutes is, I'd say you're doing pretty well for yourself. You're very much so on track. I mean, we're getting very close to 9 CS a minute here coming from the Victor and from the Jhin. So being able to keep that pressure up in the lane, but also being able to farm so well. Just in general is great for your team as far as gold income goes. So you really do have to give the credit and hats off to the AD carry and the mid laner here from the side of Omega Gaming Unleashed. And with all that being said as well, I mean, Ornn and the studio, they are no slouches either. Ornn here actually building the Shurelias. Does get the upgrade, but now Fallen Artemis looking for Nempo up towards the top side. King's Entourage is here for the counter gank. and the sub is the only other member here, so the level disadvantage is not that terrible in comparison between solo laner and jungler. That's going to be a little bit of a disengage. Yep.
They don't have a lot to worry about on the Rift right now, Idea, but I feel like the one person you don't want to step too closely without a lot of members is Nempo. Fallen Artemis, he's got some reinforcement now. He's going to be feeling a bit better about stepping up to this Alawi. 3 tentacles nearby, Leap of Faith available with that Rift Herald. Shelly's going to be charging in, and Omega Gaming might follow suit.
Ooh, but there it is. Gonna be the ultimate coming out now from the Jhin, the curtain call. Ooh, they're gonna be able to find a huge charm there off the back of the sub. Now the teleport though coming in from Brett Sharon, trying to turn this fight around. Nempo trying to find some damage, but that is still all 5 members of this Omega Gaming Unleashed squad. They are up. They are hungry, and they are going to be able to claim the names here from this one Brain Boy squad. Brett Sheeran going to get stunned up, rooted up. He's going to go down. Polymorph there onto the Ornn. That will be the first one, but a double kill here for the victor so far. And the tier 2 tower falls. Flash forward from the sub. Not able to find the root, but does it even matter there, ladies and gentlemen? A 4-4-1 trade, and they are still hunting for more now. Looking for this tier 3 tower, continuing the push. And, you know, MacDewey, I got a question for you. What's bigger than a gold lead of 8 to 9K at 18 minutes? Well, it's a gold lead of 11.5K at 21 minutes. Omega Gaming Unleashed just absolutely running away with this one.
Man, the CC chains are just unbelievable. Adjustment with the Deadly Flourish from downtown, and even the curtain call to open up that engage. Gungeon talked about it. Shout out to him during the draft. This combination with the Seraphine and the Udyr, just brutal. Fallen Artemis gets hit by pretty much everything that the one Brain Boys have to offer, and just bear slaps them right back in response. The encore from the sub, beautiful to just tear open that team fight. Well done from Omega Gaming to execute this composition perfectly.
Yeah, you do have to hand it to him. Unfortunately, the perfect game is off the table.
Rip.
For Omega Gaming Unleashed. Rest in pieces there. Bread Sheeran, though, and maybe in a little bit of trouble, going to get rooted up there. Now Fallen Artemis finds it. Explosive cast, though, from the Gragas. Just not quite enough. Bread Sheeran going into the stasis there. Is going to be able to buy himself a little bit more time, but Adjustment is on a rampage as he finds the kill. King's Entourage trying to run here as Nepo looking for the backline, but it's not going to be enough. Fallen Artemis able to pick that one up off the back of Princeton there, and Nepo now having to run for his life, but it's too little too late. Double kill for Princeton, and this is Omega Gaming Unleashed, ready to claim the Infernal Dragon as their prize.
Not quite the Infernal Soul, but Idea, let me tell you, 2 Infernal Drakes are brutal enough. It's an additional 8% attack damage and ability power, and when you're already over 12,000 gold ahead, well, the additional damage is going to line up very nicely with those item power spikes that are coming through for the side of Omega Gaming. Princeton close to the Lich Bane on Victor. Absurd. Turbo Chem Tank completed for Fallen Artemis, the Collector online for Adjustment, and on top of that, if there wasn't anything else going the way of Omega Gaming Unleashed, they've got ornaments coming through. It's holiday season for them, as they're going to be looking to close the game out with, I think, this Baron buff.
I do just want to say as well here that in the previous sets that we had in the night, we literally had Meme City Esports in that first game against Glaive. They had themselves about a 38.5K total gold, team gold.
Gold lead?
Yeah, right? No, 38.5K gold total for the team at about 22 minutes, right? At 22 minutes, this Omega Gaming Unleashed was about 4K gold more than that. I mean, the pace at which they are playing this game is incredibly fast. The pace in which they are securing these kills, I mean, Brett Sheeran right there already having to pop the ultimate. Surely will go down here. Frozen Tube just not enough when you're caught in between 5 members here, all baroned up. 13.5K gold differential. I mean, this is such a neck-breaking pace at which they are performing in this game, and you really, really do have to hand it to them. And this is why this Omega Gaming Unleashed squad needs to be feared. Yes, they had a rough week 1. They were going up against some of the top talent. Things just did not go their way. They started out here, I believe with that 5-3 record. But now here they are, sitting, looking very, very, very strong against the One Brain Boys, and earlier tonight having a lot of success as well. And as I'm sitting here rambling my mouth, the Nexus turrets are already gone, MacDewey. The Nexus is surely going to fall here as One Brain Boys try to make their final stand here at the Nexus. Fallen Artemis is going to be able to lock the rest of this One Brain Boys squad up.
Wow.
Triple kill for Adjustment. Ladies and gentlemen, game 1. Oh my goodness. Official game time, 25 minutes and 23, 24, 25 seconds. It's very, very impressive. Wonderful performance.
Omega Gaming certainly unleashed on week number 3 here in the mid-league. Brutal. Almost a perfect game. That doesn't take away anything, though, from how well they controlled the map. It started with Fallen Artemis on their Udyr. I feel like he just took kind of command and control and didn't let up for a second. It started with the early kill with the Gragas. Then he made his way over to the Rift Herald, picked that up, got the mid lane ahead, got top ahead. Everyone's working together, and that gives you one fantastic recipe idea for a pretty killer game.